Did you give me a sticker?
I voted it. Sticker?
Yeah. I don't need to see it. I believe you.
Oh,
I believe you.
There we go. There we go. Now, guys, we're back at the Whiskey Blendery, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Richard.
My name is Richard Blum, and I am the senior blender here.
That's right.
There you have it. Now, Richard, what was the bottle that you fell in love with when you came to the Blendery? Probably one you blended, but just outside of what you blended, what was the bottle that you're like, well, I gotta keep coming back here, man?
The first time I was here, Tim showed me a great time, and the one that always comes to mind.
Wasn't that good a time.
Yeah, that does sound bad. It was a 25-year light whiskey, the Silver Fox, and that still leaves an impression on me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's still the best single barrel light whiskey I've ever had.
Yeah.
And that was an MGP pick?
Yeah.
And Tim, what was it that you figured out, like, hey, this guy, he's got to be a part of what we're doing here?
Well, he kept calling me. No, he did. Probably over the span of a year, you were the ringer that people would bring in. So they would either make a good blend or they would beat everybody else's if it was a competition. And I knew he had a good palate, but the more he kept coming in and the busier we got, and then I'd ask his opinion on things, and he made some really good stuff in the beginning for us. So I didn't think that I'd be able to bring him on this year. I kind of figured it would be another year from now before we could do it. But yeah, we've just been getting busier and busier. And he's got such a unique, talented palate that, a lot of times we're bottlenecked waiting for me to try different things. And then it's like my productivity goes to shit if I'm just trying things as soon as I walk in the door. So he's already been a big help for that. And even the tasting notes, like writing down all these descriptors and like what do you get, and it's funny, like even the barrels that you tagged, like you tagged one like strawberry licorice or something like that.
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. Yeah, people see that and they're like, oh, Twizzlers, I want to try that, and then their palate's not as good, so they're like, oh, I don't get the Twizzlers. But yeah, that's why we brought him on, and he's kind of just been learning the ropes a little bit, helping with production, tasting notes, and then we'll get him on some very specific projects that I'm excited about.
And so, what is the key expectation here with bringing Richard and his palate and preference and perspective in?
Yeah, to potentially make him our master blender. So where I can kind of focus on the future, where we're going, and then hopefully by that time we'll be synced up to where right now he's like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm like, what do you think of this? And so we're slowly like closing the gap on where we're at, to where I won't need to ask him, he won't need to ask me anymore. And then what did we say the number was? Was it 50 blends?
50, yep.
So after he makes 50 blends that I sign off on, that he makes, then he earns the master blender title.
So what does he get?
And he desperately wants that. I can tell you that.
It sounds like
I want to earn it though.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, everything's earned here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's for damn sure. What does he get when he hits that 50? Outside of
the title, I don't know. It depends.
The title's all I need.
Yeah.
No cake.
You can make him one of those apple pies.
I made one before I left. I just left it at the house. You see his face pop up. His literally came right out the oven. I was like, I don't know if Tim. I saw something. Maybe Tim's not gonna be there today, but we gotta go. I knew he's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, what's your expectation in coming into the building and adding value? Man, clearly I know why you're here, which is why we definitely want to make sure people come up and basically continue to expect nothing but the best whiskey.
Sure. And
you taking on that role, I think is going to help, as Tim said, expedite his overseeing customer service, which I know that's what he loves. but he also loves great whiskey too. So, kind of what's your expectation of people when they try your whiskey?
Sure. Well, my goal is to make just the best whiskey that we can make, and one of the reasons that I really wanted to do it here is because all of the different mash bills that you can get from MGP give you so many different options when it comes down to blending that there's just way more colors to play with, to build something, as opposed to just one mash bill or picking single barrels from one type of bourbon. We've got wheat whiskey here, we have different kinds of rye here, we have high malted barley content here, we have a low rye bourbon, a high rye bourbon. So there's so many different things that you can play with to make something special.
Yeah, we got 12 different mash bills now, and then on the next truck of MGP, that'll add another mash bill, so that'll be 13 different mash bills to play with, and different cooperages, different ages. So yeah, it's a blank canvas. But one thing that Richard said last week that I know he enjoys is he got to see what we get to see on a regular basis, to where people try the whiskey and then their reaction to it, to where like, wow, like even the guy that was just here was like, wow, like I've never had anything like this before. I could never get this anywhere. And then he came in with the expectation of hoping to buy one bottle, and he bought 2 bottles. And his wife was here, and he's like, oh, you're buying 2 bottles? He's like, yeah, I can't get this anywhere. So for him to finally see those reactions on a daily basis, like we were in the barrel house, and I remember you saying that, and that's kind of cool. Like that keeps you going and keeps you excited to make the next thing. And always, like, when you make it, it's good, but you don't know if it's going to be the smash hit, sure, like Plum Pipe Tobacco was, or
his blends.
certain things that are just leave a lasting impression and almost a legacy for that blend, that people, when they get that bottle, they're not letting it go. Like, they'll share it with people, but it's not being traded, it's not being sold. Like, that's theirs, they're keeping that one. So
100%.
Well, that's definitely what I've enjoyed too, is just watching that love, if you would, and that excitement. I mean, we gave him something the other day, and he goes, I said, yo, I told you, Marcus, get his face, keep the camera on his face. I was like, it didn't do that to me, but it did that to him, man. He went somewhere else when he was drinking that.
You gave him something?
Yeah, so one of those 4 Roses bottles we bought when we were there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I said, go ahead, do the honors and crack and open it. And he tried and closed his eyes, man. He went somewhere else for about 3 seconds.
11-year, 3-month EV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, Tim just told me to get these, man. I just bought them because he said so. And you guys can do the honors, because I don't fucking know what's going on.
He bought that bottle when he bought that shirt.
did well on both.
Yeah. We did. It was pouring rain there at the time, man.
Yeah.
Tim, I think, got the better bottles because he's the only one that went the next day.
Oh, yeah. Everybody else wanted to sleep in like little babies.
Richard, as always, we're glad to have you guys. You're going to continue to see us build him out. He's I think, key component here at the Blendery. We're excited to...
Hey, can we pick back up? Yeah. He started to help us with like the DIY series.
Oh, yeah. That's what we told him.
Let's pick that back up, because I've had a lot of people ask more about that, and there was one that we never even finished.
We didn't finish number 4.
Yeah, the last blend.
What I've got that I think is going to be fun, especially after we was with him the other day. I said, oh, this is going to be good. You like Scotch, right?
Sometimes.
Okay, so I've got some real challenges for him now, and I gotta have your take. So we're gonna have 10 reviews and Richard blend, along with him, of course, making magic stuff. But that Cavalon that he brought us, it's ridiculous, literally ridiculous. If he could use,
what'd you bring?
Taiwan Cavalon from Taiwan. Yeah,
is it Cavalon or Cavalon?
I might be saying it wrong, but yeah.
There you go. Well, he might look. We don't know. I definitely don't know. But what I'll tell you is I'd be interested to see if Richard can use those barley barrels that people love. Tim brought a few barley barrels in for some people who are barley fans. All right, what's it?
We're gonna bring some Scotch in next year. We're bringing Scotch.
That's my point. And so I said, I wonder if he can create this. And then Tim give us the yes or no.
Well, obviously we can't create Scotch here.
That's what he said.
We can create American single malts.
Yeah.
Which we will have coming next year. I thought it would be this year, but we got sidetracked with some other barrels.
It was like squirrel. Oh, we was gonna keep chasing this squirrel for the time being.
Yep.
There's no way to get around it. But Richard did do a crazy series. Some of you followed along. We wanted him to double down on that stuff, because now we've got...
So that series, real quick, is that is everyday bottles that you can buy anywhere, usually for a low, like $30 to $50 bottles. But then we'll tell you the proportions to make blends using those accessible, less expensive bottles that then create cherry cola or that create these cool.
Laffy Taffy, remember that one?
Oh, Laffy Taffy was one.
He had the banana
and it
Laffy
did.
Taffy.
Yeah, so these very basic bourbon flavor profiles, and then we show you what ratios to blend them, and then it creates Laffy Taffy, or it creates these unique things, and then that's kind of like there's something really special about blending. Maybe I need to learn more about this or get into this more. So
well, that was the premise of you starting kind of the whole thing, right? It was like, hey, this bottle these two made this.
Yeah, because not everybody can come in or do an event here, or they don't live close. So this is something to get them excited about blending, because a lot of people have bottles that they aren't going to drink all of them.
No.
So odds are we'll have people start sending us recipes of like, hey, use this and use this, and here's what it tastes like, and then that'll be part of our series too. But I think that'll snowball in a cool way.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Tim and our guy Richard are going to come up with some more fun ways for you to have fun at home, because this is capped here. We're
maxed out.
Capacity. So everybody and their mama can't come here. We'd love to have you. Not just yet, though. Tim, anything you want to know about the future of the Blendery, where it's going, and why people like Richard and everybody here helping?
Yeah, I think the whiskey market in general is changing. The whiskey community is changing. The whiskey drinkers demographic is changing. So I think it's important to continue to evolve. And that means trying new things, sourcing different barrels. I think next year we'll source some Texas whiskey, which I haven't done that yet, even though we're in Texas. But I think it's cool. I think I know that we'll continue to innovate, and Richard's very good at innovating. Actually, that made me, you did a blend that I turned down because it was dead of the summer, called like Chocolate Bunny.
Yeah, Chocolate Bunny. Yeah, it was the Nesquik Bunny.
It tasted like a Nesquik Chocolate Bunny. Yeah, and so I'm guessing we don't have the components for that anymore.
I still have it. I have it written down.
Down, but do we have the components?
I don't know. We'd have to.
Because that would be a good one now. I'm down for the Chocolate Bunny now.
Yeah.
I wasn't, when it's 140 outside.
It's summer.
I don't want a
it's gonna
Chocolate
melt.
Bunny. So I had to turn that one down, even though that was super cool. But yeah, I mean, he's going to help us stay creative, stay innovative, and then I'll keep focusing on bringing in more interesting barrels, more exotic barrels, bringing in stuff from overseas. So then this will be the one-stop shop for whatever your favorite kind of whiskey is. We'll have something for you, because right now we're very heavy on bourbons and ryes and wheat whiskeys and some things like that, but we haven't brought anything from Scotland. We haven't brought any Irish whiskey in, Japanese whiskey. I think it'd be cool to do. I don't know that that's our swim lane, but it'd be cool to have one or two offerings for the people coming in.
Whatever direction you're going, man. Only a few people are willing to try, and you're one of those people. I think they might question it, but they'll at least try it, man.
Yeah, we've got a few things working right now too that I haven't even told you about. So.
Oh man, well, stay tuned, Richard. Thank you as always.
Thank you.
You guys killed it, man. We can't wait to continue to help you guys stay tuned as we map this future, and Beauty by the Future is kind of unfolding. We don't know what it is, but he's like, hey, it just keeps getting better and better, man.
Gotta enjoy the ride.
It's good stuff.